edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
Listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Well, good morning to you and yours, and welcome to Friday edition, Tony Basilio Show. Tony B is enjoying the final hours of his Philly Jersey sports sabbatical, I guess, and glad he was able to do so before another extended University of Tennessee sports stretch begins. In his absence, it's the B team, Bryony and Bino at your service. Mike Huguenin will join off the top. We'll have a quick segment with him. Then from the bottom of the first hour on, load up the phone lines at 865-200-5402, and it'll be wall-to-wall y'all until 1 o'clock. It ain't no day at the beach, but it is the Tony Basilio Show with Bryony, Bino, and you, and we'll crank it up right after this.
Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free.
Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple.
14 flavors.
That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week.
In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors,
including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half.
Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out.
Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a T-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk. Walker's Painting, interior and exterior. Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk with Walker's Painting. 865-688-1400.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits or upside? What about a free
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, well, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm here to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 in the morning and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
And we welcome you back. Tony Basilio Show Friday style. Mike Hugan getting ready to join the fray in his usual Friday slot. So hold your calls for the first segment. When it's your turn, however, I certainly hope you'll choose to light up the phone lines at 865-200-5402. Let's have a great day of sports conversation. Brian Hartman, Bino, at your service in Tony's absence. And as usual, Mike's appearance is brought to you by Goof-On Moving and Storage. Founded in 1887 by Charles Goof-On. It's a multi-generational family operation currently led by fifth-generation Taylor. Longest continuously owned family moving storage business in America. So residential or commercial, in-state or out-of-state, for all your moving needs, remember, it's Goof-On moving and storage. Now let's bring Mike Huguenin in. Mike, hope you've had a great week. Tony is at the beach, so he's doing better than most of us, but we're glad to have you on. You're on with the B team, Brian and Beano. We're glad to have you, Mike.
Yeah, it's a good time of the year. Yesterday it's 4 weeks from the start of the real season, and we're about 3 weeks from week 0. So the season, obviously, week 0, and then you got a bunch of games that Thursday night, and then everything gets underway 4 weeks from tomorrow. But we're getting closer and closer. All the schools have open preseason camp. Heck, there was an NFL exhibition last night, so football is really and truly back.
Absolutely, Mike, and I'm looking forward to them expanding week 0 when that happens, if that happens. But at least wise, it's a little bit of an appetizer anyway to get you through one more weekend. So we're, like as you said, we're only 3 weekends away. Mike, first, your thoughts on the recent court ruling allowing the 2022 signees to be grandfathered into the earlier 5-to-play-5 decision. Your thoughts on that and its effects on college athletics?
Yeah, I think there was a big – I think, first off, I don't think anybody was caught by surprise. And the NCAA seemed to be, but I don't know why. You got to figure anything the NCAA rules on, it's going to go to court, and chances are they're going to lose. I think the ruling came relatively late, obviously, in the year, extremely late in the college football calendar. You had a lot of schools that already have their roster set, and if you're talking about adding guys at this point, well, I mean, you got to find more money. One interesting thing, though, yesterday, Indiana announced that Stephen Daly, who was maybe their best pass rusher last year, not an NFL prospect, but a really good college football player. He was impacted by the ruling, and he is coming back to Indiana. Now, I don't know where they found the money. Maybe they had extra lying around, but that is a gigantic positive for Indiana. The kid followed Signetti from James Madison. Again, he's not typical edge rusher size, but the kid is really good, and that's a phenomenal positive for Indiana. I think for the most part, though, it might impact basketball teams more. I immediately saw a list of 10 guys who were impacted who would be high major guys on social media, and most of them are going to be in the portal. So you're adding guys from the portal literally right before school starts. So that's and I think some basketball teams have more money than some football teams at this point. So the NCAA is appealing. I don't think the appeal is going to be heard in time, but presumably this will be the last year that this kind of thing is a problem. But yeah, who knows? Maybe the NCAA comes up with another rule that will lead to more lawsuits next year.
Yeah, and Tennessee benefited from it, Mike, with the addition of Jalen Washington, a Vanderbilt post player in area of need for them, apparently. So they've already taken advantage of that. I think the Big Ten and the SEC, through their support behind the Protect College Sports Act last week, just kind of a multifaceted question. Your thoughts on the basics of the act, if it's good for college athletics, and will the antitrust provisions granted within it keep it from being constantly challenged in court?
How you can cap a player's monetary compensation. That seems to me as being a little bit ridiculous. This is not a unionized group, like the NFL and NBA and NHL can do. I don't think that's fair either. I also don't think it's fair that the free transfers are capped. Again, I've said this for years. Normal, quote unquote, regular college students can, if they want to, they can go to 5 colleges in 5 years. What this does, this is making things easier for college athletic programs, not the athletes themselves. One important aspect to me of this is all this talk about Cantwell and Cruz. They did all this. They talked to all these conference commissioners and all these coaches and athletic directors. How many players did you talk to? And that's the whole thing to me. It's you can cry and moan about, I don't like the portal, I don't like the player style, what the players are getting from NIL. That's so what? That's too bad that you don't like it. I think the act itself is. I agree with some of the stuff in there. It makes sense, but overarching, I think it's a ludicrous rule, a ludicrous act, and I think it's yet another example of the NCAA. They kicked the can down the road for 2 decades, and now they're counting on Congress, for God's sake, to help them. I am not in favor of that. I don't think it's going to pass, for one, and I think there's still a lot of stuff that's going to be litigated out of there.
Mike, you know all of this, but for those like me who had to kind of dig into it, I'm just going to throw out some of the specifics of the act. Power 4 conference is limited to 19 members. Any Power 4 team looking to switch conferences would face a 5-year independent period before moving. Undergraduate players allowed 1 free transfer without sitting out a year. Revenue share cap increased to $50 million from like 21, I think, at this point. Preempts state laws on NIL eligibility and transfers. Prevents FBS coaches from participating, or FCS, I guess, from FBS coaches from participating in head coaching duties at a new school before the conclusion of that team's or his former team's season. That's the Lane Kiffin rule, I guess, of late. And capping agent fees at 5% of the value of a player's endorsement contract. Of that, what is good, Mike? What?
Oh, I think the 5% agent cap is phenomenal. I think most of the other stuff is a little bit pie in the sky, Pollyanna-esque. The idea, you're right. Excuse me. It's called the Lane Kiffin rule. The idea, though, that if you're State U and you fire your coach after your team starts 1-4, what are you going to wait to the end of the season to start looking into other people's contracts? No, of course not. You're going to have backroom entreaties. And, okay, maybe the way Kiffin handled it was obviously extremely poor. At the same time, if you're the new school, you want your guy in place as soon as possible for a lot of reasons, most notably recruiting and the transfer portal. So that, to me, I was moaning about they're messing with college students before. This is messing with your guy's livelihood. I don't think you can, for instance, tell Ole Miss last year, or I don't think you can tell LSU last year. Okay, you fired Brian Kelly. If you want a coach who's in the college football playoff, you can't have him until the new school year, until that team has finished its season. You can, and I don't know. There's so many unintended consequences. I can't even explain how irritated I am by that rule. It's on paper, that makes sense. In reality, it makes 0 sense. The capping the revenue share, I don't think that's legal when there's no collective bargaining. Capping the conferences at 19, that's so not to make a super conference, but that means the only team really that can move to another league right now is Notre Dame. There's got to be an independent for 5 years before you can move. I think one of the things that was taken out of the bill was that you'd have to pool TV rights, and thankfully that was done away with. That was the big thing of Cody Campbell, the guy at Texas Tech. He thought all colleges should pool their TV rights, and the SEC and Big Ten were vehemently against that, as well they should be. It's like saying you're paying for caviar, and we're going to give you the Big 12, which is dog food. but everybody gets the same. No, thankfully that was removed. But I think the only thing I'm truly in favor of is the 5% age cap.
Mike, the coaches poll came out last week. I don't know if you have it in front of you or not, but I just wanted to get your take on the preseason poll. Who you think may be too high, and who you may think could be too low, starting out in the preseason poll.
Okay, boy, there's a lot to unravel with that one. Not really surprised Ohio State was number one. A little bit surprised that Indiana was so low. Surprised that Oregon's number two. Maybe I'm the only one. I'm not 100% behind the Dan Lanning. This guy's an awesome coach. I think Oregon, certainly they have a lot of talent. I'm not as big as Dante Moore fan as others are. I can see teams 8, 9, and 10, A&M, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss, and heck, let's throw Alabama in there at 11. I can see 8, 9, 10, and 11 all finishing 15th or lower, or even not in the final top 25. I'm surprised that Penn State was in there. Beyond stunned that Clemson is in there. Shocked that Missouri's in there. Shocked that Tennessee was in there. But the top, in terms of the top 10, I really had no problems with the top 7. The order I would have tweaked, but 8, 9, 10, 11, I can see all 4 of those teams finishing 15th or lower, or even out of the top 25 in the end of the season.
Why were you stunned that Tennessee was ranked 18th and in the?
Because I'm not believing in their quarterback situation. Let's see what happens with their defense. I know they got Knowles is in, should be an improvement, but I think I said on the show before, you talk to enough people, Knowles' defense is difficult. I'm not sure it's going to be fully in place, I'll be honest, until next season. He has a lot of moving parts in his defense. They're going to be better because he's an elite level defensive coordinator, but I think the switch is going to be a little bit harder than people think. But I think mostly the quarterback situation. I'm not if a true freshman quarterback in the SEC or a guy making his first. Regardless, Tennessee's going to have an inexperienced quarterback, and I don't think that's a good thing to have in the Big Ten or SEC.
I think that's those are understandable concerns, Mike. I think as a Tennessee fan, my biggest concern is they have to have so many first go right. They got a first-time quarterback in first year of Knowles, first year of Derek Owings as your strength and conditioning coach. Can all of those things come together the first year and have Tennessee be a top 20 football team? Is there anybody in others receiving votes that you think they have way too low that should have replaced some of the teams that you're talking about?
For a second. Trying to.
Or is this just a situation where the bottom is kind of soft? So
Clemson, I'm not buying. Houston, they fell apart late last season. Missouri, no. Iowa was Iowa, but Utah with a new coach. Granted, Morgan Scalley has been there. He was the DC. I still think that's a interesting switch. That top 25 to me, the bottom, SMU I think could be quite good. The bottom 5 and the 8 through 11 to me were a little bit puzzling.
Yeah, the ones that others receiving votes that are at the top of that are Louisville, Florida, TCU, Illinois, and South Carolina. You think those teams are stronger than the teams that they have in the poll?
Yeah, South Carolina, the Athletic talks about them as being a team that can make the playoff.
Wow.
Excuse me. Come on. What exactly do you look at with a Shane Beamer coach team? Okay, Lenore Sellers was quite good 2 years ago. He was extremely bad last year when there was a lot of high expectations, and he and his team laid an egg. Their offensive line, to me, is absolute garbage. Tons of transfers that have to come through. Their secondary got 2 new starters. I'm not sure about that. Their defense last year was middle of the pack in the nation. I'm still not convinced. Their special teams, they got a new kicker. I just don't think their offense is going to be very good. I don't get the South Carolina preseason love by a bunch of folks. I mean, Dylan Stewart is really good. Nick Harbor's an athletic freak. Lenore Sellers has, oh my goodness, he's got a ton of offensive gifts, physical gifts. But overall, that's a team that I look at and are thinking, I'm not seeing it there. Plus, their road games in the SEC, Alabama, Florida, Oklahoma. They should beat Arkansas. They got Georgia, Texas A&M, Tennessee at home. I think they can lose all 6 of those games I just mentioned. So that's 3-6 in the SEC at best.
Mike, you only have to do a couple more of these before college football season cranks up. Who is the Goof On Moving and Storage Mover of the Week?
Down. They started preseason camp the other day. First day of camp, they lose their starting center for the year.
Mike, repeat that again. Who are you talking about?
Got Southern Cal starting center Killian O'Connor.
There we go. Okay.
Got hurt first day of camp, non-contact injury. When you lose your starting center right before preseason camp, that is a gigantic deal. They were extremely high on their offensive line. Now they're either going to have to move a guard over or elevate the backup guy. Huge year for Lincoln Riley. I just think that's a gigantic loss, both on the field and off. Evidently, the guy he was a fifth-year senior who was sort of like one of the team leaders. But again, the idea that you lose your starting center for the season to a non-contact injury on the first day of preseason camp, that is, to me, a gigantic blow.
Mike, tell everybody how they can find your work.
I don't write anymore. I'm just an editor now, so just kicking back. So, but I am looking forward to, I talked earlier, the season starting. The long nuclear winter is almost over.
Mike, always great to have you on. Have a blessed week.
You as well. Thanks, Ben.
Mike Hugan, and once again, our Friday guest, Brian. It was interesting. His didn't like basically any of the act, the Safe College Sports Act, and I kind of look at it and like most of it. I think it tries, at least is making an attempt to put some guardrails on what's just chaos. I don't know that it will ever pass. I don't know that it will hold up in court. I don't know. I don't have any idea, but I think some of the ideas in it are pretty solid.
Yeah, he didn't like the bottom of the top 25.
No.
None of it.
No.
And there's so many teams in there that you could sell, but not all of them are going to tank.
Yeah.
Some of them are actually going to be pretty good. Hopefully Tennessee's one of those teams that is going to be pretty good.
And you look at the others receiving votes, and there's nobody that just jumps out at you that you would say should automatically take those teams' place that are down there.
So who do you put? It's like you got to pick somebody there.
Yeah. So we need to take.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back on the other side, it'll be wall to wall, y'all. So light up the phone. That's easy. Light up the phone lines, 865-200-5402, and we'll talk to you on the other side when we return with Friday edition Tony Basilio Show.
Tony B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive, We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired? Foggy? You gaining weight? Or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free.
Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple.
14 flavors.
That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week.
In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors,
including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half.
Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, blood orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out.
Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Connexio Kristen.
Hey, Tony. Good to see ya. Connexio builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the .1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexio.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexio, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Only 2 homestands remaining for your Knoxville Smokies, and next week is a huge week. Free hot dog night on Tuesday. Yep, all you can eat hot dogs all night long. Then Wednesday is all you can eat for less than $20, and that includes game ticket. Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday with half off draft beers and the weekend. Make sure to grab your UT gear and head to the ballpark on Saturday for Tennessee night. First 1,000 fans receive a Deshaun Bishop bobblehead. Get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com.
And welcome you back. Tony Basilio Show, Friday style. The B team, Brian and Bino in here, substituting for Tony Basilio. Tony B, probably on the last day of his vacation. I think he took 2 days off in the entire time that he's been up there vacating. So that may be the worst vacation in history, for me anyway. But we're glad to be able to sit in here and give Tony a day off. 865-200-5402. The rest of the show's all yours. So light up those lines and let's have some fun talking some sports. As usual, whatever is on your mind is open game. and we'll talk about whatever you would like to. I do have one suggested topic of discussion. And, Brian, you kind of put this on my mind on Monday when you talked about that you're pulling for the North Dakota State Bison to have a good year in their first year in FBS.
Not the Bison, the Bison.
The Bison out of the Mountain West Conference. You'll be glad to know that I did a little checking, and Athlon picks the Bison to finish third, while Phil Steele, not as high on them, has them to finish fifth in the Mountain West Conference.
All right.
What are you? Is third good enough? Is that good enough for you?
That's bowl eligible.
All right, that's what we're looking for out of them. So 86. So the topic of discussion is, who are you pulling for this year in college football, other than the Vols, or other than whoever your favorite team is? Is there someone out there that you're pulling for? So without further ado, let's get my old friend and former Calhoun Saturday Conversation co-host, Philadelphia, in here. Philly, how you doing, man?
Good morning, Bino. How you and Brian doing?
We're doing well, Phil. Been a long time. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to y'all. Well, we're going to start about this first topic you got about the who would I cheer for?
Yeah, I mean, is there someone out there other than the Vols that you're kind of cheering for this year?
Well, it's certainly not going to be Vanderbilt, put it that way.
Yeah, we can go that other route, too. Who are you absolutely cheering against?
Well, Bino, I tell you what, I used to like LSU, but since Brian Kelly went down there and Kiffin's down there, I'm kind of going away from them. I like to use it as my next best SEC team, but I just can't take them no more.
Yeah, I agree with you, Phil. I used to have a little soft spot in my heart for LSU as well. And I'm not a Kiffin hater, but he's a guy that when he's on the other sideline away from yours, he's pretty easy to dislike. So I understand. Yeah, I understand that.
And outside of that, I guess if you go to basketball, Lord, I don't know. I hate everybody in the SEC in basketball.
Hey, what's your thoughts on Jalen Washington on that addition?
Oh, it's a good, solid pickup. Now, or at least our post play will be as good as it was, at least as good defensively as last year, I think. Because you had two post players last year who couldn't guard anybody. Carey couldn't guard anybody, and Estrella couldn't guard anybody.
Yeah, Phil, and it may actually help Reuben and help Furman, where they're not going to be expected to play a tremendous amount of minutes. You get Brown, you get Washington. Maybe those other guys in that role will be sufficient as well.
Yeah, and you look at our guard play. I think our guard play is going to be a lot better than it was last year.
I think it's going to be excellent too, Phil. I believe they did good work in the off season.
Yeah, Barnes recruits portal better than he did getting high schoolers.
Yeah, he's kind of combining those things now. He's got seems to have a pretty good freshman class coming in. They seem to have struck a pretty good balance here of what they're doing. What about BJ? What do you think? I'd say that BJ will probably come back and play somewhere, won't he?
Well, he's eligible. If I was a betting man, he'd go back to SMU, but I'm surprised that it hasn't been finalized yet. So maybe there's another school out there that won't give him some money.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you know if he was going to play in Europe or what his plans were?
Well, he was on one of these NBA rosters this summer, but wasn't playing much. So
yeah.
I guess saw that since he got cleared in that court case, he might as well make some money. Then he can go to Europe anytime.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, I would think the SMU certainly have a spot for him.
I think the football season will come down to one thing. You got to beat Georgia Tech to have a real good season or a terrible season. I think you beat Georgia Tech 9-3, 10-2 is on the table. You lose to Georgia Tech 6-6 and 7-5 is on the table.
I certainly think that's a crossroads game for Tennessee. It certainly looks that way on the schedule, Phil.
It's the Pitt game from 4 years ago on the road.
Yeah.
I think Georgia Tech's in the same spot Pitt was in sort of then. they are now.
Yeah.
And you have to go on the road, second game after a cupcake, and if you beat Pitt, it opened the doorway to a 10-2 season. If you had lost that game, 8-4 probably at best.
Yeah, it's a good comparison field, and it's a good program. It's a great test. It's certainly a losable football game, but if we're going to have the top team that we want to see us have, you need to go on the road and beat that team who's had a lot of change since last year. I believe they changed both coordinators and lost quite a bit. So you've got to go down there and take care of business in that one.
And this Aaron Carter situation, why didn't they go to the court to try to overturn that?
They did. They got a game off the initial suspension. It was 3, and now it's 2.
They didn't go to court, though, did they?
No, I don't think so. I'm not. Who did that? Did they just appealed that to the NCAA?
I think so, and got a game back. They got 2 games instead of 3 games.
Yeah, I don't know, Phil. I don't know what the dynamics of fighting that or not fighting it is. I'm not sure what their real opportunities are out there. I just think the NCAA's got one thing left, Phil, and that's those level 3 violations. And since they've got nothing else to do, now they're going to penalize people more harshly for those things, which used to be, hey, we appreciate you reporting that. Don't do it again, yada, yada, yada.
Bill, I saw a statistic on the Ball Nation board, their football board, that everybody's crowing about how great the Big Ten is, but head-to-head, the SEC against the Big Ten, the SEC is far superior over time than these last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that Sankey said that probably has some validity to it, is that they're taking a very short period of time and crowning them. I do think it's more comparable than it's been in decades between the 2 conferences. They've obviously got strength at the top. And they're also using bowl game results, which are about worthless now. Because that's no indication of how strong a team's been in the season, even, because you're putting a different roster out there basically to play with. But I do think the conference is as close as they've ever been. But no, I still believe top to bottom that the SEC has the strongest conference.
One more thing, I see the Braves are going up there to play your team this weekend. I see the Yankees got all their best pitchers going against the Braves. That's pretty cool,
Yeah, their pitching staff is lined up well, and it better be, Phil, because they can't score with a pencil. I mean, this team's offense, the Yankees' offense, is just dreadful. Have been so most of the year. Terrible with runners in scoring position. And the thing the Braves do is when they have opportunities, they take advantage of them about as higher percentage of the time. They get a higher percentage big hits, seemingly to me, than most teams in the major leagues do. So the Yankees better swing the bat better than they've been swinging it, or the Braves will walk right in there and sweep the thing.
Well, it's good talking to you guys. Hope to see you soon.
Hey, Philadelphia, same to you, buddy. Happy football season to you. It's right around the corner. 865-200-5402. We got open lines, so I hope that you'll certainly light those up.
Yeah, let's load those things up.
We want to talk a little sports here today. Brian, my team that I'm pulling for, other than Tennessee, is Michigan State. And I know it's strange for me to pick a Big Ten team because I'm a noted Big Ten hater, but I've always kind of had a soft spot for Michigan State in football, not in basketball, but in football, because in my formative years, they were always playing somebody that I detested. They were playing Michigan. They were playing Notre Dame. They were playing Ohio State. It was somebody that I detested.
They still do. They still play those teams.
When I would see them on television. And I like Pat Fitzgerald. I think he got a raw deal at Northwestern, and I would like to see him land back on his feet and do well at Michigan State. So Michigan State is my team. So we're both going kind of with a team in green.
Yeah, and I think Michigan State's an interesting one because I believe Fitzgerald's a very good fit there.
Yeah.
I think he'll have and Michigan State has had success. They've had They've been a 14 playoff once.
Yes.
And they certainly, if Michigan's down somewhat, they can walk right in there and they have success against them.
That's the team that I'm pulling for, and Brian's got North Dakota State Bison on his radar.
One thing about Michigan State is they actually have had more success with coaches after Saban than they did under Saban.
Yeah, they have.
They weren't really that great with Saban, except they went to a big bowl game one year. They beat Ohio State that helped Tennessee win it all, but they weren't outstanding under him.
Yeah, that's an interesting point that I haven't thought about. But you're exactly correct. So 865-200-5402, and you can jump on with us. Who we got, Brian?
Let's go to Freddie.
Let's get Freddie in here. Hey, Freddie.
What's say, man?
What do you say, man?
How you doing, Freddie?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna have to get back out of my favorite spot here and get that computer turned off because it's driving everybody crazy.
I didn't hear a thing.
Well, it's good to hear from Philadelphia, wasn't it?
Always good to hear from Philly.
The absolute iron horse. For some of the newer callers that aren't familiar with him, if Tony's show goes on 50 more years, there'll still be a spot on that Mount Rushmore for callers like Phil.
No question. When I first started listening, the turn up the radio callers, and they stayed that way throughout, were Jeff from Halls or Brocky Top, Philadelphia, and Jim, Small Mike, Ogre, King Jim, yada yada yada. Those were you turned up the radio when those guys were on.
Yeah, and then later on, guys like Sean come in there.
Yes.
And of course, what Tony did was hire all the good callers. So at some point along the line, how much time you got to spend?
Hit it. You got as much as you need.
Well, I've had a little rant that's kind of ruining me for a while. So
good.
You know, the NIL stuff beginning to reach down to the high school level now, and that's just absolutely horrible. And I mean, at the college level's bad enough. This November, when a lot of the in-state rivalry games, some of the best games ever played, as far as just blood and gut games, if you got a guy on your team, let's say a running back, quarterback, wide receiver, anybody, linebacker, that's key, and he's like 80%, he's got some injuries of some sort, and you've already basically guaranteed a playoff spot, are you going to play that player in those games, or are you going to hold them out?
Well, I mean, every day that goes by, Freddie, the college game is getting more like the professional game. So what would they do in the pros in that situation? They would not play him. So I have no doubt that that's right around the corner.
Well, that's just – and you know what? It didn't have to be that way. Just roll it back pre-COVID era. I'd say that the pay for an entrance level person working at UT in the maybe janitorial grounds, whatever, it's probably around $10 an hour or so. And you could take players and say they're working 100 hours a month out there in football, which is they're supposed to just been doing 20 a week. We know that's not true. But that'd be $1,000 a month paying them, you know, to get pizza, take their girlfriends out, you know, go to the bar, whatever. And you got 85 guys on your roster. So that'd be $85,000 a month. And you pay them for 9 months, let them go do whatever they do. And for the whole team, that would be $765,000 a year. In other words, about what one second-team cornerbacks now make. You're going to pay the whole team. and you could have prevented a lot of this stuff from happening, but we were just stuck in mud or something.
Yeah. Well, greed of administrators, coaches soaking up the kind of money that they were soaking up, and it was they just they had an indentured servant group, and once the dam broke and you got the agents involved, that you were done. You were done at that point. Yeah, you're right. It could have been prevented.
The fans just like they treated the players. I mean, you can just go down the list. 8-minute commercial breaks, changing the game times and days at will, moving games to neutral sites, requiring donations for season tickets. Then you got the NCAA flipping coins, making decisions that make no sense. For one won't be like the other one. And what they did, they took the wholesome part of college football that was built on loyalty and just kind of threw it out the window. Now it's greed for everybody. So it's become, instead of a celebration, it's just more of a spectacle, like going to the World's Fair or something, I guess.
Yeah, it gets harder and harder, and like you said, the bottom of the food chain are the fans, and I still really enjoy a college football Saturday. I've been able to stick my head in the sand to the rest of it and still enjoy a college football Saturday, but the week getting up to it's never easy. So.
And they broke up all the conferences.
Yeah.
You got teams located on the Pacific Ocean that are playing in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Now, there's no loyalty in that. There's no regional pride in any of that.
Well, and you've got teams that coast to coast like Rutgers and Washington are in the same league. That's a conference game.
Yeah, you're right, Brian. Here's the thing about it. You know what the Southeastern Conference ought to be? Nothing west of the Mississippi River and nothing north of the Ohio River. Because that's not the Southeast.
Well, they've got the north of the Ohio River. They got that down, I think, unless you count Missouri.
No, I'm not counting Missouri. I just meant for somebody that may come in from up in there, like Cincinnati or whoever. It ought to just be locked in. That ought to be what it is. Of course, I'm standing on the yard yelling my head off right now.
But
my last pet peeve, sideline reporter. Do we really need to take an extra 2 minutes on top of all those breaks to go to a sideline reporter? Even somebody with love like Chris Button. Do they ever add really anything to it? If they want to have them, and I know that there's certain fan base that likes seeing that and all of that, fine. Put that in lieu of a commercial. Put a big Budweiser shirt on her. And then the next time she comes out there, put a big Coca-Cola shirt on her and let that be the commercial.
And I don't think I've ever heard a word that a sideline reporter said, with the possible exception of an injury update or something like that.
And which they won't tell you nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it happens in baseball too, interviewing somebody and say, look, when you hit that 2-out in the 9th inning, 2-strike grand slam to put your team in the playoffs, did it thrill you? No, it didn't. It was just routine for me. I do that all the time. So I've led up all of this to say my favorite team I'm pulling for is Army football. Guys, love you. Hang in there. Sorry for the rant.
No, that's okay, Freddie. That's what we're here for. 865-200-5402. What we got, Brian?
Let's take our top of the hour, and we'll come back and get Catfish Ike in
Sounds
the mix.
good, mate. Hey, 865-200-5402. Line up behind Catfish Ike, and we'll talk whatever's on your mind when we return with the second hour, Tony Basilio Show.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Chilio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready, because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you, because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
And we welcome you back. Tony Basilio Show, Friday style. Brian and Bino at your service. Tony in the last few hours of his Philadelphia Jersey vacation. We hope he's had a great time. Hope he's recharged. Praying for travel mercies for he and Laura and the entire family as they head back to Tennessee this weekend. He'll be back in the big chair on Monday. So the Dean will be back. 865-200-5402. Just talking a little bit about whatever's on your mind, and the suggested topic of discussion is there someone else that you're pulling for out there other than the Vols this year, other than your favorite team, whoever that may be, that and whatever else is on your mind? And let's get Catfish Ike in here. Hello, Catfish Ike. How you doing?
Hey, Dino, how's it going, bud?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Doing pretty good. I'm just anxious for the season to get started. I can't wait for it to get going.
Yeah, I get as I get older, Catfish. It takes me a little bit longer to get geeked up about it, but once it flips to August, I'm always ready.
Oh yeah, I've been got the football fever. I've been watching some of the practice on the highlights there on YouTube and stuff, and just getting me pumped up more. So I'm ready for it.
Anything stand out to you that you saw?
Well, I was watching the defense. I'm really anticipating on them to be better, and you know they showed some of the quarterback play and stuff. But I'm really just watching some of their defense, what they're going, and I'm just really hoping that. I guess Knowles, the defensive coordinator, I really hope that he's going to have them ready, and it looks like he probably will. And I know this first season with him is going to, be sort of a watch and see kind of thing, but I feel like it's going to be a better season on that part. And so I'm really hoping that defense, I think that, what's his name, Wednesday, Watson Brown, I think is what his name is.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He's saying that that defense has really got to be good for them to do something. And if that defense ain't good, they're not going to be the best,
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking too. That defense has really got to step up and I'm really anxious to see how they're going to go. So yeah, I was, that's what I was watching at, and they, the way they was doing the practices and stuff and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that line and seeing how all that's going to go.
Well, obviously we have to be much better on that side if we're going to have the season that we hope to have, Ike. And I'm hopeful. My hope is that the transition is going to be a little easier for Knowles here. Simply because of the amount of coaches that he brought with him from that staff and the players that came with him. I'm hopeful that they'll have a little bit easier install because of those things.
Yeah, and the thing with the quarterbacks, I know I've heard you talking about before that you're still not really for sure about how that's going to go, but honestly, I mean, GMAC may start it, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards Faison for some reason. I don't know. I feel like he may not start off right away, but I just got a feeling he's going to be playing it more. I don't know. There's just something saying that he's going to be, and I see on these online posts and stuff how they're sort of pointing towards him, but I'm sure GMAC's going to probably start it out, but I think it's going to be leaning towards more Faison, stepping in that position as it goes, though.
Yeah, well, that's my feeling too, and I don't know why I'm pulling for Faison to be the quarterback. Right. I guess it's just a perception and kind of an eye candy thing. I look at him; right. He looks like he's much more physically ready for the SEC than GMAC does, and exactly. He looks more physically mature than any of our big-time quarterbacks that we signed of recent. He looks more ready to go than Garantano. He looks more ready to go than Nico did. I may be totally wrong because I've never seen Faison play a down, but my perception is we would be better off with him playing quarterback than McIntyre. Yeah. Whether that's fair or not, I don't know.
Right. Well, that's what I agree to. For some reason, I think that's why I lean towards him. I have a feeling that I think he'd just be a little bit better at that position than what GMAC would be, and it's just a gut feeling, when you have them feelings, you tend to be right about it. So, that's how I feel. So, I'm wishing the guy good luck, and I'm hoping it's going to go good. But yeah, I lean towards him. Nothing against GMAC, but that's just I just got a feeling it's going to be a Faison though, and I hope it will be, to be honest. So But and then you're talking about who to look out for, pulling for. I'll be honest. Ever since Lane Kiffins went to LSU, I'm kind of pulling for Ole Miss to show him up. To be honest,
okay, that's a good one.
Just to piss him off. That's
a good one. I like it. Yeah, and I'm kind of pulling for Pete Golding a little bit myself. I'd like to see him do well.
Just for that, because I can't help to hold a grudge against Kiffin ever since he did Tennessee the way he did. And he practically left in the middle of the night, and could have won that bowl game against Tech. And look how that went. We had that. We could have had that game won, but and then all of a sudden it went downhill. And then Kiffin takes off, and I can't help but to hold a grudge against him ever since that time, And it's just had to be mad at him ever since then. So I'm thinking, and I can't wait for him to bring them in LSU to come here and we play them,
Give Kiffin credit for even staying around and coaching in that bowl game that year, the way he is.
Ike, we appreciate you, man. You have a great weekend.
Hey, y'all have a good one. Oh, yeah, by the way, I just want to say, Tony B, you're a nice clown.
Wow. I guess Festivus is in overtime. 865-200-5402. Who we got, Brian? Oh, okay. Brian, one thing that's interesting to me is, I wonder if there's anyone out there that's pulling, and it's sad. I wonder if there's anyone out there that's pulling for GMAC to be the quarterback. And it's sad because
his family.
I don't know that I'm right.
His family
Faison should be the quarterback, and other than just my vision of what he could be, I think he brings a little more running ability and running physicality than GMAC would be able to. GMAC might go out there and light the thing up for all I know, but I know that I think most people are like me and that for whatever reason we're pulling for Faison to win the job. Who we got, Brian?
I've got Joshy.
Let's get a Joshy in here. Hello, Josh. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing today?
We're well, Josh. Thanks for calling.
No problem. But, I'm going to start off by saying I know you're a big Yankees fan and all, but I want to say I think the Yankees roll call to start the game, I think it's the most cringiest thing in sports.
Do you really? I think that's one of the coolest things they do, Josh. Why don't you like it?
I just don't like it in general. Like, I know probably every Yankee fan likes it, and I know there's some Yankee fans that don't, but I just think it's too over the top,
Oh, okay. I just love it. I think it's an interaction between the team and the fans that you don't see out there very much. I'm surprised there are a number of people that don't like it. I just don't see any reason not to like it, but that's individual taste, I reckon.
True. So what's the question of the day you have?
I was just asking people if they have someone else other than the Vols that they're pulling for this season.
Oh, okay. You already know who I'm going to go with.
I've got you down for Indiana and Cignetti.
Yeah, I'm going with the Indiana Hoosiers and Cignetti. I just love the story they had ever since he got there in 2024. He's turned that program around, made it into a big winning program, and they went from the dead to like a big contender in college football.
Yeah, it's been amazing. It's I've said it on here before. I think it's the most amazing turnaround coaching job that I've seen in my lifetime. The only one that even comes close is what Majors did at Pittsburgh. And what Majors had an advantage in that he could sign unlimited amount of players, but Cignetti had an advantage in that he could take established players off of other rosters, which Majors could not do.
Yeah. My Tennessee football question I have for you guys, do you think, we already know Arian Carter's going to be suspended 2 games. Is there a chance that Josh Heupel and company can just say to the NCAA, look, we're going to play him to start the season, and we don't care what you guys have to say or not about it?
No, Josh, I don't think they can do that at all.
I don't think they will. If you had an AD who wasn't so institutionalized, maybe, I don't know. I just don't think that's their nature to buck the trend.
Yeah.
And Josh, it's kind of a stacked position too. They may have fought differently if it were another position group.
True, because they're pretty well loaded at the running back position this season, aren't they?
At linebacker?
Yes.
Yes. They feel like that they've got quality depth at linebacker, yes.
And my last question I have out the door, do you think this could be the season to do it for Rick Barnes and company to get to the Final Four? Do you think if he doesn't get there this season, he may never do it at Tennessee, or any other coach may not get there?
Josh, I think Tennessee is knocking on the door now. I wouldn't go as far to say that if this season isn't it, that it will never happen. I just think they've been so close, and they're working so hard on their roster every year that if this season isn't it, I wouldn't go as far as to say it will never happen. But I do think that this is a team that has a really good opportunity to break through that wall.
Yeah, we've heard that talk about, well, if not this year, when is he ever going to do it? We've had that. They've said that for the last, it seems like 5 years running now. So, but then again, he seems to fall short and then come back with a roster the next year that appears to be better on paper.
And Josh, he doesn't seem to be satisfied with the Elite Eight either. He or the staff, they're working. I mean, they just work so hard.
They want to get to that last weekend.
Restructure. I think it's a goal of theirs, and I think they're going to do everything they can to get there.
Let's go to Mike in Portland.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Bino and Bri, how are you guys doing this morning?
We're blessed, Mike. Hope you are.
Well, we have a lot of wildfires out here, so it's a little smoky.
Oh man, be safe out there.
Yep, exactly. Hey, so I always, whenever you're on the program, I always tell that when Tony's on that you always raise the IQ of the program by about 4 or 5 points, and I think you guys have a legitimate shot at a sports radio Emmy if we supplement this thing in.
Mike, that's very kind of you. Brian probably raises the IQ level. I don't. I'm not sure I'm making much contribution there, but I can talk.
Oh yeah, I love you guys. Here's my only thing. There's a bunch of volunteer guys out here, and we just as soon have Faison start the season. Maybe after Furman.
Yeah.
Give both the guys a chance, but we're ready to live with ride or die with Faison because we feel like his upside is so much better for the next season. We're already, I guess, maybe looking ahead versus this season, and maybe that's kind of short-sighted, but that's kind of where we're at on this.
No, Mike, I think that's the vast majority of people's thoughts is that he's got the better upside, he's got the better body. He can take us further than McIntyre. My only question is that fair? Because I don't know that it is or isn't. But I feel the same way you do, exactly the same.
We can't be fair. And the old theory was if you have 2 quarterbacks, that means you don't have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old axiom from a long time ago. And with the baseball team, this is going to be kind of a big deal for Elander there. I mean, he's got all the talent. We'll see. You have all the talent in the world, but he's still got a coach, and you still have to use your players. So that's going to be the interesting thing about this team here. I think we can do a national championship there, but we'll see how he comes along as a coach. And then as always, you and I are Lady Vol fans, so go Vols, Lady Vols, and appreciate you guys.
Hey, Mike, thank you, man. Be safe out there in Portland. Always it's good to hear from you.
He said you were a Lady Vol fan.
Yes, he did. He said we were both Lady Vol fans.
Yeah, you're right, Bino, and none more than you.
No, I'm a noted Lady Vol fan. What we got, Brian?
Let's go to Roberto.
Hello,
AKA
Roberto.
Bobby.
How are you?
Hey, Bino. Man, I have to say this. Listening to you host the show harkens all the way back to the Saturday morning conversations, and it's just great to hear you when you host, man. I think you do a hell of a job.
Roberto, that's kind of you to say. I appreciate that. Appreciate you throwing out the Saturday conversation. Those were good times with good guys.
All you need is Phil and Sean on here, and the next thing you know, we're all just going to be sitting around drinking beers and getting nostalgic,
We'd probably do that anyway, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. Did a few of those myself on Saturday mornings. First of all, I just want to know, did anybody hear this Lewis Kolb guy call the Phillies game the other night? Have you heard this guy?
I have not.
I've heard of that. That was a fan that won some kind of contest.
Unbelievable. He's better than 90% of the dudes doing it right now. Go check it out when you get a chance. I've linked it on Twitter, or X, formerly known as
Lewis Kolb.
Kolb, K-A-L-B. I'm blown away. He messed up 1 or 2 little calls here and there, but he's a fan, and he paid $22,000 to do 1 inning. And dude is like a seasoned veteran. He's got a cool voice. It's gonna take you all the way back to the 80s.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I imagine he probably practiced quite a bit, but not to take away from it.
He said he really. I read the interview just about an hour ago. He basically said, that he went in with notes and then they got scrapped because it got wet, and he's like, I just went for it. I was blown away. I was like, man, that's what baseball is missing. And right now, baseball needs to pick me up because they're about to be in about a 3-year lockout and it's going to destroy the game. Anyways, I digress. Bino, I wanted to hear everybody's, saying, that Faison Brandon's the guy. And I'm not going to sit here and disagree with that. I want to hear a requisite defense of George being the guy. Can anybody actually give that? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I don't know I read a blurb the other day when practice first started, and this was just a throwing against air drill that McIntyre was much more accurate in that than Faison was. And that's the only thing that I've heard to this point that was a check in McIntyre's column. And that's not even a real check because that's not playing football.
No, well, but did you watch the same videos I watched from Ben McKee and all those guys?
One of my drawbacks to doing this, Roberto, is I'm not a big video watcher. I should be, but I'm not.
I was watching him throw against air, and to me, and again, I'm not some offensive guru or anything. He looked late on air.
Okay.
And he was throwing behind. The guys were having to twist a lot more to get the ball. Okay. Now, again, I think everybody probably has an off day, and maybe he was great on Tuesday and terrible on Wednesday, or bad on Wednesday and great yesterday. I don't know. But just looking at it, I was like, man, it feels like, and there's just not as much zip. Okay. And it's not like a Joe Milton bazooka throw it through a wall. It's like with Faison, it's zip to where it's supposed to be, but catchable, which was, very, I guess, heartening, if you will.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, as this quarterback situation goes, the season goes, right, guys? Is that what you're feeling too?
Well, yes. I mean, I think that if we're much better defensively, Roberto, with a strong offensive line, I could see us having a year like we had with Nico, where you rely on your running game and short passing game, but your defense has to be like it was year before last and not like it was last year to cushion that blow.
How good do they have to be? Do they have? I mean, to make playoffs, they're going to have to be probably top 10. Is that what you're saying? I think that if they're just markedly improved to like top 30 or 35, I really don't know if they're going to get much past top 40, just the way Noel's defense typically works in year one. But if they do you think that Tennessee would have where's the number for you, the defensive rank for Tennessee to get a knocking on the door and being around number 10 or 12? Do you see what I'm asking?
Yeah, I think they would have to. You're probably right. They would probably have to have a top 15 defense.
Yeah.
If now we're also assuming that our quarterback play is sketchy. Now they could be. They wouldn't have to be that good if our quarterback plays real well.
I'm sorry, Bino.
No, you're good. You're good.
Delay there. What if he comes out and he lights the freaking world on fire and he's first team freshman All-American?
We're going to be really, really good offensively. We're going to be really, really good offensively if he does that, because I think we're set.
Which is it? I think that's the question everybody keeps asking themselves, Bino and Brian, for that matter, is the kid going to be closer to first team All-American? Doesn't have to be the number one, player in the country at his position or anything. Is he closer to a freshman All-American, or is he closer to an also-ran? Like he was number 9 in the conference or 10. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's closer to that top, obviously, but where do you think he falls out?
I don't think he's going to be an also-ran. I do not think he's going to be an also-ran.
I don't either. And that's why it gives me hope.
I think he's probably the best fit for this offense of anyone that Heupel has signed out of high school.
It's funny you say that, Bino. My old man lives in the area where he plays or played in high school. And my old man isn't as hyperbolic as I tend to get, okay? But my old man looked at me and he said that Faison Brandon is the best high school quarterback he's ever seen.
Wow.
And I said, come on, Dad. And he's like, no, for real. And my dad saw Heath Schuler play. My dad saw Todd Helton play. Guys like of that ilk who are very good athletes, potentially all-time great football players in the greater Knoxville area, if you include that, And I'm telling you, my dad was just like in awe of how good this kid is.
Beautiful.
And he did it against really good competition as well.
Yeah.
It just gives me so much hope. That's what I don't like. I don't like hope. That's I'm waiting to be kicked in the junk again.
Hope is a good thing. Hope is a good
thing.
This is Shawshank Redemption here, Roberto. Hope is a good
thing.
Don't
live in your fears, Roberto.
And be Heath Schuler, Faison. Please be Heath Schuler.
Bina, let's take our final timeout. We'll come back and get W. Lynn and Lee on the other
Sounds good.
side.
We'll take that quick break and be back on the other side with more of the Tony Basilio Show.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Achillio here, and you know my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com, Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company. Like our 2026 football Vol, score a T3TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times. 80 proof of vodka delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka. T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka. Distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-6 694-5904 or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved, and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marco Scarza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
And welcome you back. Tony Basilio Show, Friday edition, the B team. Bryony and Bino standing in for Tony Basilio, who is vacationing and will be back on Monday. And as I said earlier, we're praying for travel mercies for he and Lauren, the entire family. Be good to get Tony back in the big chair on Monday. Until then, it is Brian and Bino and you and less of the B and more of you. So let's get W. Lynn in here. What do you say, W. Lynn? How you doing?
How are my friends compatriots doing today?
We're good today, W. Lynn. Hope you are.
Bino, first of all, I'd like to invite you and Brian and the Tony Basilio family to something we're having.
Okay.
It's the Gray Ghost softball reunion and Friends of Fish. And all my players, we had 38 years of Gray Ghost starting on the UT intramural fields in 1978. And we decided, let's invite the people that played in the Ellen Hatcher, Memorial Volunteer Classic for Fish. And that would, especially include everybody that played for the Tony Basilio team. Everybody played for Bino's Wise Men. Bino, y'all were the wise men of my tournament. And
wow,
the St. Mark Methodist Church. But anybody that's involved, what we're doing is all my players are paying $30 to $40, and once we cover the cost, I'm going to write a check to Jim Wright for Fish.
Beautiful.
In memory of my late wife Ellen and Phil Welch and Larry Cooley, who helped me kind of form the Gray Ghost. They've passed, and you don't have to pay $30 or $40, but it's going to include
it's going to include barbecue, free water and tea. It's Rickard Ridge Barbecue, which is one of Russell's sponsors on the drive.
Has been for years.
There will be a cash bar. You have to pay for that. But it's at it's August 15th, which is not this Saturday, but the next, at the Elks Lodge on Lonis Road from 6 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
So I'd like to raise a lot of money for fish that day, and I know Jim Wright can use it right now. So,
absolutely good cause.
Pass the word on that, and I'll bring it up probably again Monday with Tony back in town.
Sounds good, W. Lynn. We'll do that.
So those were good memories, and the Tony team, the St. Mark team, and the Beano team, you all always cause no trouble at all.
I'm glad to know that anyway.
Nobody argued about the bracket or the times or, you know how a tournament is.
Oh, goodness. Yes, absolutely.
So, we're really looking forward to it, and I'm going to see some people that I have not seen in a decade, some of them. So
great event for a good cause, W. Lynn.
Yeah, and you were talking about teams I'm pulling for.
Is there anybody you're pulling for other than Voss?
Yeah, I'm. Phil made a great point, and you did too. I used to always LSU was my second favorite team, 60s and 70s, because we didn't play them that much.
No, we didn't.
And I love Tommy Casanova, and when they played Notre Dame, it was like I was pulling for them like it was UT.
Amen.
And,
I remember that. I remember those games.
Yeah, and it was the South against the North and all that good stuff.
That was when regional pride really mattered.
Yeah, and but I swear, their last few coaches, I did pull for the Coach Orgeron team, that won it all. I always kind of liked him, but I can't. I'm not pulling for them this year because we play them. They affect our season.
Yeah, they do.
So they're on our schedule.
Yeah.
So. I'm going back to an old favorite. I started pulling for a team. I wanted a team to pull for west of the Mississippi. And I've always liked the Arizona State Sun Devils. And I remember Danny White playing there, and that's back when I was a Cowboy fan. And I remember they were 12-0. They beat a 10-1 Nebraska team. They should have been national champs. I think that was 75.
Wow. Yeah.
So, you remember that, Beano?
I do. I absolutely do.
And so I'm pulling kind of for them. I always do. And they're in the Big 12 now, and I just seen them. Man, it kind of hurt me when they lost to Texas in that overtime game a couple years ago. Because I can't stand Texas. And but Freddie made some great points on what's wrong with college football. And one I'd like to add is if we're going to have 5-minute timeouts for commercials, they should bring stools out so the players can sit on them and rest a little during the timeout.
Yeah, I guess I doubt they've got adequate bench space over there. So,
yeah, and another thing I'd like to see is until the last 2 minutes of each half, when there's an incomplete pass and that 40-second clock's ticking down, I say when it gets to 25, start the game clock. There's no point, in the whole game being held up for 40 seconds while they dilly-dally around. What do y'all think about that?
Well, I know this. When I'm at the stadium, and Eddie Powers did it for years. Who's was a great guy. Is a great guy.
Yeah.
But my least favorite person in the whole stadium was the red hat guy that come out there and stand.
Yeah.
It's not his fault, but he comes out there and stands on the fence, stands there and stands there and stands there. I mean, at times I was thinking, where's Lee Harvey Oswald when you need him?
I know it. And the band's already played 3 songs, and he's still standing there. I can't stand that either. I mean, but I don't know. Anything we do to shorten the game, they're just going to add it to commercial.
At least he has a board that tells you how long he's going to keep standing there now.
Yeah.
That ticks down.
Yeah. Now it looks like
clock on it.
That looks like soccer.
He ought to hold
Here's
it up
extra
so
time.
so
It's extra time.
Y'all can see it. Just have a big countdown board. But this has been a great show today, and I'm with Phil too on we got to beat Georgia Tech. I think if we beat Georgia Tech, the worst we might be is 5-1.
Yeah.
But and I'm okay with 5-1. I want to beat Texas real bad, but if we lose to Georgia Tech, I'm just not sure how that'll turn out. That's kind of like losing to Georgia State and Brigham Young that year.
You just wonder what that does to team confidence going forward. They may lose that game, recover, and beat Texas for all I know. But you'd sure like to beat them and get a good taste in your mouth going into the Southeastern Conference schedule. That's a couple of weeks later.
Because another thing is if we're 3-0. I don't care if the game's at noon. I think everybody will be there ready to raise the roof and all that.
They could play that Texas game at 7 a.m. There'd be people out there foaming at the mouth. You and I, and a bunch of old farts like us. So.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Back to Freddie's ideas. I think the ACC, they might as well start playing games at 9 a.m. I don't care that game day's on.
Yeah.
Some of those games they got ought to start about 9 a.m.
I hear you. I like Little League football. Hey, thank you, W. Lynn. Appreciate you, man.
Y'all keep it up.
Let's get Lee in here. Hello, Lee. How are you doing?
How you doing? Good, B. No, you doing all right?
Yes, sir. Doing well. Thanks for joining us.
I looked at Georgia Tech for a little bit, man. If we lose to Georgia Tech, man, then I think we're going to have some problems. Not that we couldn't get better as the season goes, but that team I don't think is going to be very good this year.
Yeah, I mean they've had pretty extreme changes, right? Both coordinators and what?
It's the coordinators and the coordinator changes, and obviously we don't know much about Alberto Mendoza. I mean, the only time he's been on the field has been in mop-up duty when Cignetti's wanting to hang 100 on these smaller schools or whatever. So we don't really know how he's going to be a regular game script. And, I thought Jamal Haynes, I know Haynes King gets a lot of talk, but Jamal Haynes is really important part of that team. They replaced him with Justice Haynes, who is a decent running back. I don't think he's Jamal Haynes, but their defense is really bad. But, that's kind of like a really sneaky bad defense the last couple of years. I looked at a couple of games last year, they got just ripped by North Carolina State. And, I think their best player is their kicker is Aiden Burr. I think might be their best player, but
I hope Mendoza turns out to be what Tony calls related. That's what we need.
Yeah, exactly. And I do it is a little bit of a red flag, for Mendoza that they didn't want to keep him around. I mean, his brother's going to be a legend for Indiana. You would think he could play a little bit. They would have.
I agree with that. I agree.
So I don't know.
Hey, Cignetti's a stone cold killer now. He's not playing. He's not
exactly. Yeah.
He can replace you with somebody better. You're gone.
That's right. Yeah. And they I know they think obviously highly of Hoover, or they wouldn't have gotten him, but on paper, this is a more talented Indiana team than the one that won a title last year. We'll see if it comes together, but they know what they're doing there. But but I just wanted to weigh in. Okay, so teams that you root for that are not Tennessee. I mean, I think anybody's probably listening to me knows I'm a Service Academy guy. I think Service Academy football is what makes college football great. It's the best thing to watch in my opinion. Specifically this year, I'm all aboard the Air Force train. I'm really rooting hard for that team. I think they've got a legit shot to actually possibly win that Mountain West this year. Now that that's reconstructed, it's not going to be near as good of a conference, but they've been really bad the last 2 years, and we know they don't spend NIL money. They can't get players out of the portal. So it's just a recruit and develop team like it's always been. And they've been really young and really bad the last 2 years. I think this really sets up for them. They got a lot of young kids some experience the last couple of years. I think they're going to be good this year. They get their quarterback Starka back. he got hurt last year, and that offense is super fun to watch before he got hurt. So I'm really rooting for those guys and hoping they play meaningful football in November and has maybe an outside shot at a G6 playoff bid. It's probably unlikely, but really rooting hard for those guys this year.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, you're in Freddie's camp. That's those are his reasons exactly.
But yeah, and outside of that, I think your Yankees did some pretty decent things at the trade deadline, man. Like, I don't think they got any world beaters, but I think Ramos and Garcia can make a difference. You guys needed some offense, and I think they'll help you guys out. And the AL pretty much sucks anyway, so I think you guys can be bad and still maybe make some noise.
Yeah, I like those moves. I like both of those moves. They actually had some addition by subtraction in their bullpen, which has been pretty good outside of Doval and Bird, who they just basically jettisoned in deals as throw-ins. But yeah, I like those moves. Now, this team is not winning anything unless Judge and/or Bellinger get back on the field. But right now they just are what they are, and it's been a year when they've been just extremely bad with runners in scoring position. Pitching is real good, hitting is not good.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you lose Judge, it's such a massive blow.
It
affects
your whole lineup.
Yeah, and we'll see what the young kid, the Lombard kid, can do. Like, he helps you defensively. Like, we'll see if he can do anything with the stick. So
listen, I test only, Lee. I'll be stunned if this kid's not the real deal. I was hopeful for Dominguez based on what I had heard about him, but once I saw him play, I didn't feel the same. I never was totally sold on Volpe. Lombard looks like he the eye test, he passes it. We'll see.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun. That's the best part of the season, man. Coming down this last month, I think the AL's wide open, man. I think it really is.
It is. Red Sox are playing baseball. I hate to say that. They're playing baseball.
They're peaking right now.
Yeah.
They're peaking right now. All right, Bino and Brian. Love you guys.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate you. Who we got, Brian?
Let's go to somebody who's absolutely outstanding. That's Taylor.
Taylor,
you're absolutely outstanding.
Before you get started, Taylor, I was going to say this on the air whether you came on or not. Just an outstanding job on your Twib notes on your blog. But between you and Matt, I get all the information that I need. That I don't have the mind or the attention span to go out and get on my own. You're doing a fantastic job on that, and I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Bino, and thanks, Brian. Hey, guys, real quick, what are your thoughts? I guess, the whole NIL stuff, the thing that disgusts me about the whole change in college athletics is the fact that with the 5-for-5, which I think is good, we're going to have potentially a player that plays on 5 different teams in 5 years, which I think is absolutely sickening. It's against everything that sports should stand for, much less college sports. It's worse than pro sports, being no guardrails. So I say that's my number one disdain about this era is just unlimited transfers. And I was looking into the Protect College Sports Act, and one thing that's going to do is allow for one free transfer.
Yep.
And then after that, you got to sit out a year.
Right. That's right.
I think that is outstanding. I sure hope it passes. Have you taken a look at that?
I have.
And what are your thoughts?
I have. We talked about it earlier, and we talked about it with Mike Huguenin, and Mike didn't like it at all. But I like several of the parts of it. I like what you're talking about better than anything else. I think that they need to stop all the conference movement too, and that any Power 4 team looking to switch conferences would face a 5-year independent period before moving. I like that. I like the fact that they've thrown in it prevents FBS coaches from participating in head coaching duties at a new school before conclusion of that team's or his former team's season, and I think that's needed too.
Yep.
I like most all of it, to be honest.
It caps the agent's compensation at
5%. Yep.
And they have to register, so you can't have these shady in the alley characters I mean, I'll listen. I'll certainly listen to the replay. I'm interested why Hughie doesn't like it. I'm kind of shocked at that, but I don't really see much not to like. It gives you a retention pool because the Big Ten and the SEC were not going to approve it without an increase in the revenue share, and they got their additional almost $50 million, $48.8 million when you count the base revenue share of 21.3 that's already been in place, then an additional $22.5 million for retaining players, and then a $5 million for non-revenue and women's sports. I don't understand why most folks aren't talking about it, leaning into it, and saying this is the one thing that may save college sports. And last thing, it gives them a limited antitrust exemption. So I don't know. I just don't understand why more fans aren't more excited about the prospects of this act going to the Senate and getting finally approved in the House and being in fruition. I think it's a great thing.
If you want guardrails, this is the legislation. If you want guardrails, if you don't, if you like what's going on, then I understand, I guess.
Well, I'll just say this. If we don't end up getting guardrails and ends up being the wild, wild west, and we have to continue to look at rosters because we have 50% turnover year after year, and oh, by the way, this is the fifth kid who's played for the team, and we're his fifth team in 5 years. I'm not here for that. I think they're going to address it, thank goodness. Last thing, Bino, you've been a long-time caller, long-time contributor to the show in a lot of ways. It's much appreciated. You do a great job, and Brian and Matt do as well. Since Tony's hopefully not listening, he is the dean for a reason. We got on to him a little bit all in good fun yesterday, but that man doesn't stop. He lives and breathes UT sports. The guy can't even take a vacation on his vacation. He's still locked and loaded, focused and prepared. It's pretty next level. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. Love you guys.
Thanks, Taylor. Appreciate you, man.
Let's go. We have, I think, 2 minutes for each caller left. We got Fred. We'll go to him first, and Titans-Bill can close it out.
Okay, let's go, Fred. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Bino.
Hey, what are you doing, Freddie? Jack?
Hanging out, man. Hanging out. Trying to stay cool.
Yep, that is a challenge.
Are you in Lenore City or are you in the studio?
I'm actually in the Ray Mears studio today.
Oh wow!
When I host, I like to be in here where Brian and I can see each other. It's just easier.
Well, does it feel like you're sitting in a big pot of spaghetti and meatballs with garlic and some oregano, Andy Griffith?
Some watermelon from a spoon.
Watermelon.
This is the Ray Mears studio is a classic place. I mean, absolutely classic.
And it's got that Musty McKay's hippie smell too, with all his memorabilia and record collection and all that.
I like it in here. It's nostalgic.
Yeah, that's what I thought we're going to have to give next time John goes and get him one of those Oompa Loompa hazmat suits they had back in the day.
Surely you contributed to Festivus yesterday, didn't you?
No, I was a baby face yesterday.
Wow.
So I usually only like to give Tony cheap shots when he's there.
Okay, I understand.
But I did have a couple grievances to air. One was Tony, and this is kind of, everybody knows this. He likes to talk over people. Poor old John Adams, he'll be talking and making, John's got a lot of wisdom. He's like the sage of the Tony Basilio show, and he'll be trying to tell a story or something. Tony will just run right over him, and he does that with his guests, and he does it with you too, Bino, I know. But he knows he does it, but that's just him. We still love him, right?
Absolutely.
And then is also when he gets in ditch digger mode, when he's just running things into the ground. I know you probably don't think he does that, but anyway, he go on and on. Even when he's wrong, he won't admit it. He'll just keep making the same bad point. But anyway,
if Tony can irritate you a little bit, he's going to do it.
Huh?
If Tony can irritate you a little bit now, he's going to do it.
Oh, he don't irritate me. I mean, you've been listening to him over 30 years, Bino. We've been with him since the start.
Yeah.
I was listening to him before he was on QBB. So how long ago's that been?
I love him like a brother. He's still one of the few guys that can make me want to cuss.
Yeah, it would be a brawl almost every day if he was in the studio every day with him.
Well, we tried that for 2 years, so it was a little testy. Hey, Freddie, let's get Titans Bill in here.
All right.
Hey, have a good
Take
weekend,
care.
Freddie. We appreciate you. Titans Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Bino. I'll tell you, Major League Baseball needs a salary cap. If they go on strike next year, there could be a possibility, it's going to ruin the Major League Baseball.
Well, Titans Bill, they've tried to kill it time and time and time again, and they can't seem to do it with their labor unrest and the owners' greed and they can't seem to kill it. I don't know if they'll kill it this time, but I'm afraid we're not going to see a full season of baseball. I'm afraid.
I haven't watched one game this season because, buddy, I'm ready for the football season to start.
Yeah,
I am fired up. Especially, I'm looking for the Vols to have a good season. The Titans, it's hard to say what kind of season they're going to have.
Well, it'll certainly be interesting to see Cam Ward and his progression. I think you've got the quarterback, Titans Bill. I think you've got the quarterback you need.
And I hope and pray, Bino, that Sala is the right hire. Well, working for an owner I would not want to work for an owner like Woody Johnson. No way, Jose.
Yeah, you think he's a difficult guy to get along with?
I think so.
Yeah.
Along with Capper over there in Carolina, in Charlotte, and Jim Haslam in Cleveland, and Jerry Jones in Dallas.
Yep, those are some headstrong guys. And we want to thank everyone that called and listened. Tony B will be back in here on Monday. We hope you all have a blessed weekend. Thanks for putting up with Bryony and I. And I'll talk to you again on Monday on the radio. Have a blessed weekend. Tony, travel safe.
And AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio. You're listening to